Yeah, I guess if you're ready, I'll intro a little bit. Hey everybody, I'm not Jim. I'm not James McConnell. I'm Elaine Watson. I am the Global Education Director at Light Elegance. And I'm just here supporting our beautiful Farrah, who is a brand ambassador for Light Elegance. And I also want to say our first brand ambassador doing a power hour.
I
So
didn't know that.
yeah, you get major kudos. Lexi and I were talking about you this morning, going, oh, look, I love it when he does that. We were saying, oh my gosh, I hope the others see you do this and want to sign up for other power hours because we absolutely want everybody. Um, I'm going to pass the baton over to her because she's the star of the show, and I will chime in at the end. There will be, though, a Q&A at the very end. So if you have questions, my advice is just to hold the questions. And then when we get to the Q&A section, you can unmute yourself and obviously ask all the questions you have. So Farah, take it away.
Hello. My name is Farrah, obviously, and a little bit about myself. I've been a nail tech for almost 5 years now. Um, when I was little, I wanted to be an artist for most of my life growing up. And then when I graduated high school, everyone said, artists don't make money. And so I didn't pursue that. I went to college, got a degree in something else, didn't use it, ended up working retail until I discovered YouTube tutorials and I saw a bunch of stuff from Light Elegance and I started to get into doing gel on myself at home. And I did that for a couple years and my friends are like, "You're buying all this stuff, you're getting really good at it. Why don't you go to beauty school and pursue it?" And so I did. And I started beauty school at 30 years old. And now I'm here and I absolutely love it. I loved Light Elegance before I even had my nail tech license. And so I've been a fan since the start. And so I'm happy to be here with you guys. Um, Moving on then. Let's today, hold on, give me a second to flip my camera.
While you're flipping, I'm gonna fill in. She's being modest a little bit because
Oh,
we,
goodness.
I know, right? We did a brand ambassador search and we had hundreds and hundreds of people apply. And I think the number we ended at was 12 out of hundreds. Um,
Yeah, it was like 700 something applications,
Yeah,
I
Olivia and I
think.
had to look at every single one of them. It took us, we bit off more than we could chew. But so Farah made a very elite cut and had to go through some amazing hoops. So not just your average. That looks beautiful.
Yay.
Good job. All right, I'm bowing out again.
Ooh. Oh, and then continuing on my story about being an artist, I'm still an artist again, except just on a tiny canvas. So that's what we are doing. So I'm going to be teaching marbling, and I did a few samples here for you to see. This is a sparkly one, a few other ones. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is choosing colors because you're going to want to pick colors that will go well together, that will blend. If you get too many colors of like opposing colors, they're going to get muddy. And typically, when you work those kind of colors together, you're going to get some kind of brown. And that's not usually the vibe we want. Sometimes, but not usually. So for today, I'm probably going to be doing like blues and greens go well together, something that's next to each other on the rainbow. And then difference between P plus and buttercreams, you can marble with either of them. Just know that choosing something with a lower viscosity that's going to flow more, or is it higher viscosity? I should know that. But lower viscosity is going to flow more. And so you can do it with a buttercream, but just know that it's going to have more crisp lines. Like in this one, you can see how this is like the Just White buttercream and it doesn't spread out a lot, but that's totally okay too if that's the look you're going for. So I'm gonna do buttercreams. So you're gonna need I'm gonna do P+, sorry. If we have time, I will do a buttercream. So you need a palette, something that you can put your color onto, because we're gonna marble them a little bit, unscrape them off of here. So I'm gonna go in with these ones, and I also have Milky White and the glitter. So this is white meringue. And then you're just gonna put a little bit on your palette. Let me zoom in a little more. Like so. Next, I'm going to go in with Alien Invasion. And you're just going to put it right along next to the previous one. You could do both of them. You could do wherever you want. And then I have Catch of the Day. Put that in there wherever you like. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glitter. This is Space Cadet. There we go. All right, so we are going to take our tip. I buffed it a little bit. You can work over a base color if you like. I think I'm going to paint mine white meringue. It's weird not having everyone to talk to me while I'm working. Okay, I'm going
I
to give that
feel
a
that
cure.
for you. I always feel that for you. I think it is weird too. Keep going.
Okay, so while that's curing, I'm going to be using the Light Elegance gel polish brush. You just need something that has like a little flat scooping shovel, basically, a brush that you can scoop with. And then I'm also going to be using Swirly. You can use any sort of little detail brush or a striping brush is fine. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to go in on this palette. And I just like to kind of tie-dye it a little bit, I guess you could call it, and just swoop up and down a couple times. And that just kind of mixes your colors a little. It doesn't have to be pretty. So that's what we're going to be working with. Okay, so my tip is ready. You can also do this straight on your builder gel if you don't really want a base color, or if you want to cover your whole nail with this. You could pick a matching color from here, or you could just go straight on the nude base. Really depends on the look you're going for. So now we're going to use the new No Wipe Top Coat, and we're going to use this essentially as a blooming gel, if you guys have heard of a blooming gel before. So we're going to paint this over the full nail, but do not cure it. We need it to be wet so that our gel can kind of flow in it. And I'm painting pretty thick, I would say, not too thick, but you don't want it to be super thin, just a little bit of thickness for your gel polish to flow into. So while it's wet, we're going to take our little flat scooping brush, scoop up some of the gel off the palette, set it on here, and we're just going to very lightly float it. You don't even want to push into the gel. Like I'm hardly touching the tip. And just floating it off of there. it kind of spreads out a little bit. And then when you like it, you can go back in with your striping brush and just kind of drag it along to all the edges you want to cover or mess with your gel a little more until it looks how you want it to. And it's just going to continue to flow a little bit. So I'm doing like a little French look here. And it's kind of self-leveling as it sits as well. So that's nice. And I like that. So I'm going to cure it now. And now it's silence. What do I talk about while it's
The
curing?
awkward silence. I love your color combination.
Thank you.
Giving very sea foam, ocean.
Yeah, very summery spring kind of vibes.
How long are you going to cure that for? Because I bet that's what they're thinking.
I'm curing it for the full minute, the 60 seconds.
Brilliant. Do you ever use like flash curing when you're working, or do you always just do a full cure when you're doing this design?
With this, I would always do a full cure. I feel like flash curing wouldn't really be useful for this because
Mm,
you want it to flow. And if you're flash curing at some point, you're just going to get it kind of gunky. So
yeah.
let it flow till where you like it and then fully cure it.
You'd lose the wetness of what you
Yeah,
used to bloom
exactly.
too. Yeah. All right, I'm going to quiet now so you can continue.
All right. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and top coat it now. If you feel like yours is looking kind of chunky, I don't think mine is. It should smooth out pretty good. But if you feel like you have like a lot of glitter in yours or something, you can give it a little buff. But I'm just going to go in and top coat it. I'm using the same no wipe top coat. You could also use super shiny if you prefer to top with that. Okay, I'm going to turn it upside down just a second to kind of smooth that out like gravity work. Okay, and now I'm going to cure it.
Gorgeous.
Doing a full cure again.
Farrah, can you tell us what were you using as your bloom coat? Was it the
It
top
was
coat?
the no wipe top coat. Yes.
Interesting. I haven't seen
Yeah.
anybody use that yet.
Yes.
Brandy, correct me if I'm wrong. I said it to you in text. I know some of the girls even sometimes use cutie base, but I didn't know anybody had used no white.
I actually tested it with both of them
Uh-huh.
because when I saw you guys were doing power hours, I knew I wanted to do marbles because it's one of my favorite things.
Uh-huh.
And I've been using a blooming gel from a different brand because Light Elegance doesn't have one. But then when this came out, I was like, I want to try that. And so I tested it with the no wipe and with the cutie base, and I felt like it flowed better with the no wipe.
I seriously thought you were using, because you didn't say what when you said blooming. I thought you were using another brand. It flowed
No.
really well.
Yeah.
I thought that was a blooming gel.
No, I thought I had said that I was going to be using this one, but
Well, I
yes.
suspected because I could tell the cover. I know
Mm-hmm.
LE covers, you know. So then I was like, oh, now I'm curious. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know the no wipe worked for that. That's brilliant.
So
Oh,
here's this one.
gorge. Gorgeous.
Yes. Do we have time to do a second one or do we need to
Oh,
go into questions?
heck yeah. Do a second one and then we'll do
All
questions.
right, let's do a second one. This time we'll do one with some of the buttercream so you can see the difference. So I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna paint it with this color, the Catch of the Day one. Spice it up a little bit. It's a super cute color. I love it. I'm very into green lately. I don't know why, but
Wasn't green, is this year's color of the year green? Oh my
is
goodness.
it?
I could be going back a year. Where if anybody knows the answer.
Okay, I'm gonna cure that. So I picked out some buttercreams. I've got Far Out, Totally Tubular, Silver with this ring, Just White. So similar palette, but I wanted to show you guys how these flow. And I also needed, something sparkly. It's a requirement. And as far as colors go, when you're picking these out, there's really no limit on how many you can do. Just be aware that you don't want it to get muddy. So you can pick just 2 colors, you can pick 5 colors, however many you want to do. Just make sure they're going to flow nicely together. And I'm going to start putting these on here just like I did with the other ones. Oh, this one's done. Let's paint a second coat. All right, so cute.
Good marketing moment too, having these pre-made like this. Your clients can just pick out the marble look they like, and it would be
That's
easy to just
true.
grab what you need.
I have a little wall, like a little square magnetic wall next to my desk that has all kinds of tips on them, like
That's
this one.
amazing.
And it's just got all kinds of stuff that my clients can look at and decide if they want to use it. These ones are also gel marbles.
Magnetic walls are smart. I know people who will put
Yes.
like
Yep.
magnets on the back of their jars and put them on the wall too.
Yeah. Ooh, that is smart. That'd be
Yeah.
cute. Okay, so we got some of the blue on here. Let's do Totally Tubular. If I can get it open. Oh, there we go. This is Just White. This is Silver Metallic. And again, there's no rhyme or reason to how you put these on here. And then last one I'm going to use with this ring, just for a little bit of sparkle. Maybe I should add Space Cadet again. I know it's a P+, but it's so cute. Let's just add it. We're just going for it. Space Cadet. Look how cute it is. Okay.
I know, I love that one too. I
It's
like
so
the particle
good.
size of it, and I didn't know it like marbling needed it so much until you added it to the last one, and now I'm
Yes.
like, ooh, that looks good.
Okay. And then we're going to take our little brush, our little stripey brush, and then just swoop through it a few times, blend it up some, not too much. Okay. Okay. Now, with the no wipe, we're going to paint over the catch of the day and do not cure. Okay. And then I think this time I'm going to go maybe slanted or kind of wavy instead of a French look. So I'm going to scoop. I'm pressing my brush all the way down flat against this. You can see the bristles like spread out a little bit. Gonna just shovel it up and then scoop. And you can see it's not flowing as much, but it still has that really cool swirly vibe. It's got a little bit more of a crisp line in the white there. Space Cadet is rocking it again. It's going a little bit more. You can see it's spreading out nicely there. Does it need more? Maybe. We'll put just a smidge more. There's no right or wrong answer. Just a little bit more. And then we're going to take our little stripey brush again and just kind of help it along wherever you want. If you're doing like a full coverage, you can brush it all the way around your edges. That looks really nice in there. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I like that. Okay, we're going to cure it. Lock it in. I feel like I always use too much gel on my palette. I'm used to doing all of my nails, so we've got some extra here, but
So I actually have been having a conversation with a customer,
mhm.
shout out Jamie Curry, um, who was asking about could we bloom with buttercream? And I already knew it because we have our fantastic educators and you guys who do everything. But I think you mixing it with some of the P plus helped loosen it up. But one
Yes.
of the suggestions that Ashley gave me for Jamie when we were having the conversation was
Mhm.
if your buttercream is too highly pigmented and it's not flowing enough for you, she said it's okay to
Stir
go
it.
ahead and mix
Mm.
it with some
Mm.
top coat. She suggested super shiny, but I think in this case it would work with no wipe too.
I'm sure it would, yeah.
Yeah, to loosen it up. But I actually am glad you're doing this because I'm going to send this video to her after to show her how well it did bloom because it definitely is moving without mixing it.
Yeah. I think when I did these ones, this test one that I did is all P plus, but this one, whoop, this one I use both. I feel like when I'm working with my clients, I will typically do both of them. I just kind of go for whatever colors I'm wanting and not necessarily the consistency, because
Mm,
it's gonna flow nicely. And when it's mixed in with the P pluses, I think it kind of helps it along. And sometimes you like to have like some really flowy ones and then some really crisp lines.
yeah, I think in nature you do have a
So
mix of that.
yeah. So now we're just
Gorgeous.
gonna go in and top it again. I like this one a lot. Turned out good. Okay, can you guys see that?
Oh my God, I love it. The sparkles, the different size of the particles is just gorgeous.
Yes. And the silver metallic looks really nice in there too when it catches the light. All right, let's
Gorgeous.
cure it. This is a very beachy vibe.
Yes, which is so in right now.
It is.
Throw some
We're
shells
getting,
on there, a little
yes, that'd be
3D
so
shell
cute.
design. That would be
Yeah.
a bomb. If you were doing 10 nails, I think you'd have
Mhm.
just the right amount of color on that palette. You'd get through the
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
And when you're doing multiple nails as well, when you're working on one, you put your color down. You can just kind of let that one sit for a second and move on to the next one on the other hand and let this one kind of flow for a while if you want that more spread out look and then pop it into the light. It's
Mm,
really up to you.
I like piggybacking because then they're not
Mhm.
holding you up when they're in the lamp.
Yeah. So there they are.
Beautiful.
These could even be in a set together. It's very
I
cohesive.
know, right? It would be a good accent nail. I like them both. I thought I liked the clear, but now I think you could do like a really soft white behind so that it covers the nail color.
Mm-hmm.
Have that same look. It's pretty. I love it.
Yes.
You make marbling so much easier.
It's not too bad. Yeah. It's really fun to do. It's not too difficult. Space Cadet is the MVP. Look at the sparkle.
Absolutely. Love Space Kid. I love all of Out of This World.
I know, it's a good one. I used a couple of them from that.
I still have Rocket sitting over here behind me.
Yes.
Super cute. I think this would be a great time to open up the floor to some questions.
Yes.
If anybody is feeling brave, please unmute yourself and ask Farrah your questions.
Okay. Hi, Farah. That was beautiful.
Hello. Thank you.
I
Jessica.
too. Hi. How are you, Lane? I absolutely love marble. So I'm feeling all the colors that you put together.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, and this is just to pick your brain and maybe help somebody out. Um, when you're doing a client, do they or how would you tell them that it's not necessarily going to look, they're not going to be twins? How would you tell them that? Or are you able to make them look identical on each nail?
You can't make them look identical, really. But I think that's the beauty of marbles is that they're all very unique. And so I don't think I've ever had a client like asking for them to be the same. I think usually if they're wanting a marble, then that's kind of what they're expecting. It's a very natural, flowy, unique look on them. And I think most of my clients love that about it. And if you're doing just like an accent nail, then you're not going to have too much variation anyways, because you're just going to have one on each finger or on each hand. But yeah, I haven't really had anyone have an issue, but just explain to them that it's supposed to look flowy and organic and different, you know? So that's the charm of it.
It's like nature. Nature is everything.
Exactly.
I would also go on to say if they want them to be all the same, that would be a sticker. And a
Yeah.
sticker
Yeah.
is not unique and as artistic as your work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wants a
Thank
sticker?
you. Natural marble is so much prettier. Oh my
Oh my
God.
God,
Hmm.
I love it. I want to do this to myself now. And I rarely am like quick to do nail art on myself. I'm the boring girl.
The green one. Can you tell me how you did the green one? Just
This one?
the base. Yeah, that green one is gorgeous.
The base color, I think I used it was either G.I. Jane or the one from the Rock one. What is that one called?
It
Let me look.
definitely is very G.I. Jane.
Rock My World.
Yes. Rock My World or Jane of the Jungle. I think I used both of them in there, but I don't remember which one. And then I used the just white and then gold metallic. And then I think the lighter green was Martini Up. So like green in there. And it's just the same technique. So yeah, it's very
That's so
cute,
neat.
very pretty. Any other questions?
I had a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've tried this before, and everything you did, I could see where I went wrong.
Mhm.
Because, yeah. So when you were talking about the colors getting muddy, was it because of
Mhm.
the colors you chose, or was it due to maybe over mixing, or what would you say about that? Like, could you show like a wrong thing to do that you would never do? Like, oh, I would never go with these two colors, or I would never mix it this way. Sorry, my dogs are wrestling in the backyard in the back here, but can you explain a little bit more on that?
Yeah. So I'm gonna grab another color that will not jive with these. This is Red Rover. So if you put something like this in here and just like let them blend, it's gonna change the color. Okay, well, you know what? We made purple because that was blue. What was I
It was
thinking?
blue. I was gonna say there's not
I was
enough
thinking
green.
it was heavier in the
Yeah.
green department, but it was not. But you can make browns and grays and stuff come out. So, and then if this is the vibe you're going for and you want to have like a blend that comes together in the middle, that's fine too. Hold on.
While she's looking, Roxanne, it does come down to basic color wheel.
Mhm.
So
Which is what I was
there you go.
grabbing.
Never mind. I'm gonna let you go then, girl. You got
So this is a color wheel and it will help you find colors that go well together and will also show you like what happens when you blend certain colors. So like purple, if we mix the red, we get this one. And then on the back, it's showing you like what is complementary. Now, the thing with complementary is that it's kind of counterintuitive to what we think of when we say complementary these days, because complementary is actually like opposite of the color wheel. It's like green and purple or red and green. So complementary doesn't actually blend well together. They just look nice side by side. So you might want to avoid those and instead pick colors that are next to each other within a certain degree. Because those ones, like this whole range, like blue to yellow, this is going to look nice. This could look nice. But yeah, just kind of play around with it and see, and try not to pick opposite colors because that's what's going to muddy it up. Orange and blue is going to get you brown.
if
So yeah, any other?
you know your three primaries, Roxanne, which are red, blue, and
Mm-hmm.
yellow. If you mix
Mm-hmm.
equal parts of them, that's how you get mud. And so if you're using green, which is blue and yellow, and you introduce red, which is what Farrah was trying to do, um,
Mm-hmm.
then you've now made those three colors come together and you're going to get the mud. If you have purple, red, and blue, and you introduce a color with yellow in it and you mix them together, you're going back into mud. So it's just a matter of
Mm-hmm.
always remembering those three colors not being together.
So I
Okay.
just mixed Farm Fresh orange and with this blue palette, and we got this very nasty kind of gross
Yep.
green color. That's not what we want. So just be aware of that. You can refer to a little color wheel if you need to, but you can also just go with what looks nice together side by side and kind of stick in that realm.
Yeah.
Don't venture too far off on the rainbow.
If you're
Okay,
gonna do
makes
it,
sense.
cure
Yeah.
it
And
and at
then,
least have them be together, not mixing.
yeah. And then you have colors like, white, silver, gold, like how I did on here. This white and gold are obviously nowhere near green or on the color wheel, but those kind of colors will also add like a pop to it. They're not going to really muddy it up too much. So those are also usually safe to add in with it.
I love metallic veins in there. That really is more
Hmm.
like nature.
Yeah.
Mm, it's pretty. Good question,
Yes.
Roxanne. That's going to be so helpful for others. Does
Okay,
anybody else
I
have
have one more because I have done. When I tried this, I was like, "Why isn't this working?" I mean, they came out decent enough, and my client was happy with them, but I was like, "This could come out better, and it could be easier than what I'm making it."
Hmm.
So when you were using, was it the stripy brush that you were using to kind of finesse it at the end, or the swirly? Okay,
You can
so
use the stripey as well. I sometimes use stripey instead.
okay. So what type of pressure are you going for? Is it just a very light one, or are you going heavier in it to get to the bottom of all the layers? Like what are you, what is
Yeah,
your goal?
you want to get all the way through it because you're just dragging it. You're dragging your colors through it to just kind of mix it a little bit. But don't do it too many times because again, you want to keep those lines in there. But just kind of up and down across it a little bit, drag it through the bottom,
And
scrape it down.
the same for when the color is on the nail and you're just kind of pulling it to move it where you want. It's just are you still
At
using that?
the end,
Yeah,
when I'm touching it up
yeah,
with this, I'm going very lightly. Even when I'm applying it with like my scooping brush, I'm applying it almost like floating it. You know, when they say like to float your gel or float your top coat,
yeah.
what kind of pressure that is. That's kind of how I'm applying it. And then I'm doing basically the same with the swirly brush and just kind of lightly going in it and moving it around a little bit more. So when we're working in our wet layer, just very gentle and light touch with that one.
Okay, yeah, I think that's what I was doing wrong. I think I was thinking I had to go through every layer and move it completely. I think
Mhm.
that's where I went wrong.
good question?
Yeah. So like when I'm applying here, I'm not pushing down into the top coat and like squishing it into it or like heavily painting it. I'm just very lightly just floating my brush across the top, no pressure at all, and just letting it flow in the top coat.
All right, thank you.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
That's that's a good question because that's something like we can watch you and not
Yeah.
understand that's what you're
Yeah.
doing.
It's hard to determine pressure without, doing it yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Do we have any more questions? Anybody else? Just means you did such a good job
I
teaching.
guess so.
Don't be shy if you have a question. It's always good for everybody else. Mm.
Hmm.
Rox, Roxanne, if you have more questions, this is the time,
Yeah,
girl.
don't be shy. You're
I
asking the
I
good
know
ones.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll throw a question out there for you, Farrah. So do you
Mhm.
see clients currently? I heard you at the beginning, you said you got your license after you were already doing your own nails, or do you only do your
Mhm.
nails?
I have clients,
You do.
yes. I went to beauty
Okay.
school. I opened up my own studio. I have a very full clientele. My clients usually have to book out like 2 months in advance. So,
Oh, good. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I guess my
Get
question
them,
would be
girl.
relevant. I know that's awesome.
Yes.
I guess I was asking more like about you getting into becoming an ambassador for like Elegance, right? Like
Hmm.
for nail
Hmm.
techs that want to add to their repertoire and do more than just see
Hmm.
clients. How you
Hmm.
went about doing that.
Well, like I said, I was a fan from the beginning. And so when I was in beauty school, I knew I wanted to work with gel and I knew I wanted to work with Light Elegance because I was already a fan from watching them online. And I still had to learn acrylic because it's required, but I do just gel. And so after I graduated, I started doing the gel nails and I got Light Elegance products and I've been using them on my clients forever for all of the years I've been working and tagging Light Elegance, just kind of trying to get on the radar. And then I saw them open up applications for ambassadors. And so I jumped on that and went through the whole process, was super excited to get accepted. It's like my little dream come true. That was my goal when I was little baby nail tech. And so here we are.
I think, Jessica, we put them through the same paces as you
Mm-hmm.
guys. Jessica, by the way, is one of the new educators. She also made the
Okay.
cut.
Nice.
Brandy, who's in the chat as well, is as I refer to, an OG educator. She's
Mm.
is not a new member of the team. She's been on it for a while. But yeah, we kind of put them through the same pace as Jessica. We asked them to talk on camera and like, let's see your vibe. Ask them to show us their work. The one extra caveat that the BAs had to go through was we had to look at your socials,
Mm-hmm.
that harder step of how much of an engagement and audience and all of that you had as well. Whereas with the educators, for me, I was looking more like, what's your educational background? What kind of courses have you taken? Do you teach already, kind of thing? That was kind of the divider between somebody being a BA or being an educator. You both went through a big cut, very big cut.
Yeah, it was hard, but
Mm-hmm.
worth every step. But
Yeah,
that's a good
absolutely.
point. Keeping your socials up to date, that's a
Mhm.
huge one.
Yeah. I think actually I'd love to, because I still feel as a person who I obviously I'm doing education now, everybody. I'm not working in a salon anymore. It's been a long time. But I still have to keep an interest in social media and how it works for all of you. And I still feel under like my knowledge is so low that I feel like I want to incorporate it somehow into our education, you know. Maybe we could get together, some of y'all, and we could put together a little course in LEU or something that helps people like me
Yeah.
who want to do better socials for our salon do that. Because, I mean, there's a lot of it out there, but it's not nail focused,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Yeah.
Farrah, I have a
Power
question
hour.
for you.
We need a power hour on it. Does
Can
anybody
I,
else have any marbling questions or anything for Farrah? Like, please speak up.
I do. This is Danielle from LE Beauty in Denver. I'm not a nail tech or anything like that, but we do sell your products here.
Mhm.
Okay.
The question I had is if you can mix the P plus with the buttercream to do the marbling, or if it has to
Mhm.
be separate.
No, you can mix them. Yeah, I added like a little bit of Space Cadet into this one with the buttercreams. And this one, I think I might have used both on it. So yeah, you can totally just lay them out together and they're going to do just fine.
Okay, I think I might have missed that step when a customer came in.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Brandy may be
Yeah.
able to elaborate on this as a OG educator, but Jim has had several videos out explaining which of our products we actually accept and allow to be mixed, where most brands will say, don't mix products.
Yeah.
Brandy, you want to add?
most of our products all work very nicely together. They're formulated
Mm-hmm.
work together. So that is the nice thing with Light Elegance is you can mix some of your buttercreams in with your P plus and just come up with a little bit of different shade if you want, or if you like that viscosity of the P plus, but you need a little bit more pigmentation to come from a buttercream. You want it to stay there. That so they do all play nicely together, as we call it. So.
Mm-hmm.
While I have you, Farrah, I want to ask you a quick question. You had mentioned about when you finished your first nail that if it's a little bit uneven, you sometimes buff
Mm-hmm.
it. Do you find that
Yeah.
sometimes if you buff it, if you have a glitter in there, that buffing it will take off that color? If you think, would you find using a little bit of Skinny Jimmy might be better than buffing it at times?
Yeah. If it's not very bumpy, you're probably going to be okay with just top coating. If you've got a chunkier glitter, you can definitely top it again or top it the first time instead of just buffing straight onto your color that you just did, because that's definitely going to flake up a lot of glitter. So either try top coating it or absolutely use Skinny Jimmy. It's great. And then cure that, give that a buff, and then you can just top coat that. And
Like
that'll smooth it out
encapsulating it
nicely.
first. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Good tip. I always forget to think of Skinny Jimmy Brandy sometimes because it's still new in our wheelhouse of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But
Yes.
yeah, that's a great idea. Cool. Anybody have any more questions for Farrah? Well, if you don't have any more questions, feel free to, or if you do, feel free to
Yeah.
interrupt me. I'm gonna start working on our closeout because I have so much info to share. If you,
Yes.
yeah, if you enjoyed, and I have to, this is me being horrible. I'm gonna look. Kristen House will be on next week. I didn't look ahead. So, of course,
Yes,
join
Kristen is
me.
doing glitter.
Yeah, Kristen is also a BA, so she's following in Farrah's brave footsteps. So if you'd
Yay.
like to tune in weekly, this, sometimes it'll be nail application. We do have some conversations going with future episodes where we're even going to go into business and, salon pricing and working with your clients. So it's not only going to be product related. If you're still itching for more education, we do have classes at a lot of the shows, although for 25, we've already sold out of, especially Gatlinburg, I know for sure. We still haven't had, and I know we have one other show that we're sold out of, but it's okay because we also have LEU, which we just released our 2.0, which is a massively improved version of our first version with new videos, all the new products. Easy to sign up if you go to lightelegance.com. And if you're still craving more help, because that's what we're about, Facebook group, hashtag new to LE. Highly recommend it. It is such a big community of users, nail technicians, and all of our educators are in there. They're all labeled as educators, so you'll know if you're getting advice from a fellow user or one of our educators. I think you guys are in there too, right? Farrah, are you?
I I think so,
I think
yeah.
so. I just don't think we were allowed to tag for BAs. Facebook is sketchy like that. But anyways, sign up, join the group. We approve it. So it is a safe environment. Nobody's going to laugh at you for asking any question. If they do, I'd slap them on the wrist. And yeah, we have all those options. And of course, Ellie, lightelegance.com for all your product needs. And if you're not in the United States, you can go to lightelegance.com and find your country and find a distributor in your area so that you can look up classes or get products. And yeah, that's my closer. I want to thank Farrah for doing this power hour today. Girl, you rocked it. You deserve an applause.
Thank you.
And I do want to thank all of you for tuning in. We appreciate that you guys take the time out of your busy schedules and you join us every week. Thank you so much. Everybody have a brilliant day.
Oh, I have a user code too.
Oh, shoot. I forgot. Give all your socials.
Yes, my social is Farrah Rose Nails on everything, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Farrah Rose Nails, just like Sarah, but with an F. And then I have a discount code for you guys to use today. What is my discount code?
I think it's
I
Farrah
think you're
15.
Farrah 15, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Farrah 15.
And
It's
then
20% off, though. I do want to make that clear.
yes,
Yeah.
special for you guys today. So it's 20% off. Anything else? No?
Just social. I can't even believe I forgot. Usually I let the girls do this part, but because this was your first power hour, I was like, I'm gonna help. All right. Everybody have an amazing day. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week at the next power hour.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.